They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker family? It's your boy Dtlf back with another video, man. How y'all doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing good. It is May 25th. Crazy, right? Like the NBA is still going on, but the Lakers are not. It's always a weird feeling for me. But still, got you guys year round with Lakers content, and I wanted to talk about the rumors from yesterday and today, and as well as some updates here we got this morning. So, according to Woj, LeBron James played his last few months, right, of the season with a torn tendon on the foot that could need or it could require surgery this summer. He says he thinks he's going to take the next couple of months to get re-energized, and he fully expects LeBron to play next season, according to Woj. Okay, so there's that little update right there. We knew LeBron was hurt. We knew he was playing hurt. I mean, that's not really news, but it's confirmed by Woj this morning that it was a torn tendon, right? Torn tendon in his foot, and it's going to require surgery. So that's the thing, right? Is that injuries, especially as you start getting older, they start piling up, and then you get behind the 8 ball a little bit because now you got to get your body back in shape by the time you recover. Now you took extra time off of basketball, but all in all, I mean, that right there is not news, right? So all I got to say about that is, man, I wish LeBron James a speedy recovery, and whatever he decides to do, whether it's to come back or not, that'll be up to him. He does have an option, by the way. He does have a crazy option I don't think people are talking about. What's up, everybody? Welcome. The option he has that nobody's talking about is he could retire for 1 year, and he's not eligible to play this year up until next year, right? That's when his son comes in, and he could choose whatever team he wants. That is, I think, that's a stretch. I don't think he'll retire, but if he did, it'll be with the expectation that he gets to rest his body for a whole year and then come back with a vengeance the next year, choosing whatever team chooses his son, which also puts pressure on NBA teams to draft his son because we don't know how good Bronny will be in college. He was solid in high school. And right now he's projected to be like a second-round pick, maybe late first if the year was over, but he still has to play out his collegiate year at USC. So, there's always different possibilities and stuff like that, man. But bottom line is we wish LeBron James, King James, speedy recovery, and we're grateful for everything he did this season at his age with his injuries. It's always a sacrifice. When you put your body on the line, Laker Nation appreciates it, right? Next thing I want to talk about is that the Lakers are starting draft workouts to prepare for the number 17 and number 47 picks that they have next month's NBA draft. So, Friday's workouts, which will include, let's see if I get this right. Kaihi Clark out of Virginia, right? Chris Livingston out of Kentucky. Leonard Miller from the Ignite, from the G League squad. Adam Flagler from Baylor. Maxwell Lewis from Pepperdine. And De'Aaron Holmes II from Dayton. So for me, these are like late first round / second round pick prospects. It'll be interesting to see what type of steals we can get. I do have a video coming up, probably dropping either Monday or Tuesday for you guys on what picks we should draft with both. Well, first of all, I'm going to do the 17th pick, then I'll do the 47th. But you guys know, man, it's one of those things that gets me very excited, gets the juices pumping. We've predicted a lot of great players, a lot of good players here on this channel, right? We knew Mitchell Robinson would be solid. I know what the Lakers need, but I also know what the Lakers should want, assuming certain players are there. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys do hit your post notification bell, because that's not gonna be a live video. That's gonna be a video I edit and put video clips on it with highlights and stuff like that. So I cannot wait to get to work, man, this weekend, and very excited for that video. But yeah, they're already working out prospects, and it's a very exciting time for diehard Laker fans, right? The casuals already, they went away for the season, and they'll be back around, I don't know, December or whatever. But the diehards, man, we're gonna be here, including Summer League. And by the way, talking about Summer League, and I'll take all you guys' questions right now. I just want to get all my notes off. Talking about Summer League, Max Christie will be playing for this year's Summer League team alongside, potentially the 17th and 47 picks, assuming we keep them and not trade those picks. I also expect to see Cole Swider and Scottie Pippen Jr. So it's going to be a very formidable Summer League team that's probably going to be looking to compete for that Summer League title. Very excited to see how Max Christie is coming along. Remember, last Summer League, he didn't do so great, but during the regular season, he started to improve. He looks like a potential 3-and-D guy. Very athletic, has good defensive instincts. I mean, I cannot wait to see Max Christie's development, What do you guys think of that? Are you guys excited for Summer League, man? I know you guys are diehards if you guys are in this video right now. Like I said, the casuals already retired to, they're on vacation along with the Lakers. So my guy said, torn tendon, LeBron James played through that. 100. Thank you, GOAT. Yeah, dude, LeBron James, I mean, they have medicine and stuff like that to deal with the pain. But yeah, you could tell as well on some of his layups he was blowing and stuff. He didn't have the same lift towards the Western Conference Finals, but he did as best as he could. And he still put up some amazing numbers. But yeah, hopefully he recovers. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this team could do moving forward. Now, we still haven't got an answer from him directly if he's going to come back or not. But I believe everybody believes he's coming back. So most likely he will. Yes, sir. He said, I'm going to one of those games. I'm going to try to be there, man. If the financials are right, the bills are paid, I might be at one of them Vegas games. But we'll see. We will see. How would you feel about Fred VanVleet? Ooh, okay. Let's get into juicy stuff. Yeah, the rumors are flying. We've heard Fred VanVleet's name. We've heard Kyrie Irving's name, right? Even Kyrie Irving heard his own name. Now, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you guys seen the video I posted yesterday on Kyrie Irving talking about speculation and how he wants, the analysts to chill out because he wants his privacy. He said he got people at his own dinner table asking him where he's going to land. That's very telling because that tells me that I don't think Kyrie Irving even knows where he's going to land, but I think he's contemplating actually leaving Dallas. And remember, when the season ended, it was a foregone conclusion that Kyrie was going to, like the pundits and all of the critics were saying that he's going to for sure resign with the Mavericks. Well, based on his words, and you can go find this video right now on my channel, he basically said he's excited. He said, I know you guys are as excited as I am. Okay, if you start using psychology a little bit here, what is he excited for? To go back to the Mavericks? That doesn't sound very exciting. We already saw what they could do, right? They won't have much cap to do anything else. So what is Kyrie Irving excited for? Now, I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be a Laker. I'm done speculating on that. If he comes, great. I'll be excited then. But I'm not going to get my hopes up until they're in final and talks or something crazy like that. But still, it could be another team he's thinking about. It could be anything. And but I am hearing rumors that a lot of teams or most teams aren't thinking about giving them the max. So if Dallas is desperate enough, they might be the only team that offer him the max. And if he's all about the money, then he'll take that and stay in Dallas. However, we don't know what Kyrie's about. He's very unpredictable. A lot of people dislike him because of that. They prefer boring and predictability. But I like Kyrie, man, and I wish him the best. If he's a Laker, I'll be stoked. If it's Trae Young, I'll be hyped. If it's, the same roster with a couple of tweaks, I'll be excited. Either way, this Laker team has a lot of potential. I mean, we were at the Western Conference Finals, and be as that may, remember, we only had about 29 regular season games together with this new unit and no training camp, no preseason, no nothing. So this team, the sky's the limit. If they keep the core together and they add some draft picks and maybe a couple of free agents, and by the way, we're going to be making free agent videos and all that. Nazi Reed and guys like that is somebody to look at with a mid-level exception. I would love a big like that to play alongside AD and maybe shift him back to his natural position, the 4, which is where he had success in 2020 alongside JaVale McGee for the season, and in the playoffs, Dwight Howard. So I think that's what we have to do, man. I've been thinking about it, and I told you guys I'd give you guys my plan on what option I preferred. Well, for me, if I'm the GM, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, okay, if Kyrie Irving takes somewhat of a pay cut or LeBron or AD in order to have that trio and we can re-sign Austin Reeves and Rui, I'm cool with that plan. That's plan A for me. Kyrie Irving plus LeBron plus AD plus Austin Reeves and Rui with the 2 draft picks plus Max Christie coming back and a couple of mid-level exception, a couple of veterans minimums here and there. That could be a very good team. Remember, in the playoffs anyways, the rotation is minimized to like about 8 players. So that's more than 8 right there, right? So I'd be excited for that. That's my plan A. right? If guys take pay cuts, you make it happen. You swing deals for the stars, right? Now people say, oh, we should learn our lesson with the star chasing and all this, blah, 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 blah. Listen, it's the Lakers, man. We're all about stars. I understand I like building from the ground up, but if LeBron's on a window, right, and he's putting pressure that he might retire, I think having that extra scorer next to him would be your best. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a star. My man asked about Fred VanVleet, right? That's also an option. I like the kid. He's 29, very athletic. He can score. He can play solid defense, so he might be a little bit better on that end than Kyrie or Trey. But you got to have an open mind as a Laker fan, and we got to trust Rob Pelinka. He's done right by us, right? He's been through a couple of trials and errors, but for the most part, he's done right. So I trust him to get it right this offseason moving forward, and I cannot wait to dissect every rumor, every trade, every free agent signing here with you guys on the live stream. Kitty says Kyrie is coming to the Los Angeles Lakers, but more like with the Lakers, LOL. Yeah, I hope so. I love Kyrie. However, I think, and it's out there in the rumors, is that they're prioritizing re-signing Austin Reeves and Rui. So in order to land Kyrie, it would have to be either a trade where Dallas cooperates and they take, I don't know, D'Angelo Russell on the 2029 pick or something like that. But if they don't cooperate, then it's a very slim chance that we get him. Also, how much is Austin Reeves going to command? We've heard close to $100 million for 4 years. And if that's the case, we'll be paying Austin Reeves over $24 million. And I think he can become worth that eventually. Now, I love Austin Reeves. He's probably my favorite. He is my favorite young Laker. But is he worth $24 million right now with his current skill set? Maybe at best, right? We can't say yes for sure. He's going to get paid damn near close to the star. Can he become that? Hell yes, he can become that. But I think a lot of people's fear is that he'll get paid and then he'll start regressing like Jordan Poole did. Listen, have no fear. Austin Reeves is the real deal. You got to always look at these kids as humble beginnings. He's a country boy who put in the work. He got it through the mud. And this is why he stays humble. This is why you see him wearing, Levi's and just regular ass clothes when everybody else is wearing designer and all this stuff, right? So you got to love the kid. I think even after he gets paid, he's going to stay humble because kids like that who've been through the struggle, they understand what they got to do in life. Hey, Tara, what's up? She said, if we get Kyrie and we have to fill out a roster out with veteran minimums, do you think it'll be a tug of war situation between us and Phoenix Suns? That's a great, that's a great question. Okay, Tara, she bringing the A questions per usual. Listen, this is what I think. Let's assume we re-sign Austin Reeves and Rui. I'm not sure how the cap situation will work in order for us to swing a deal for Kyrie Irving. Do we hard cap ourselves? Like, what happens? I'm not a CBA expert, but from what I've been hearing from everybody, there is a way. There is a way we can at least keep Austin Reeves. We can keep Kyrie Irving. We can keep LeBron. We can keep AD. Remember, we have the 17th pick, which I cannot wait. Oh, my goodness. The gems that are in this draft that the Lakers could potentially get their hands on, wow, I'm very excited for that. One of them can even, some of these guys could even play a major role their rookie season on the Lakers, especially if we swing a deal like that and we're left with a bunch of veteran minimum contracts. But it is going to be a battle of attrition between contenders. It always is. The good news is we have a lot of clutch clients. LeBron James just, hit up Rich Paul and put in the call. You know what I'm saying? We might even get somebody like Fred VanVleet on a discount for a 1-year deal. I doubt it, but you never know. I mean, we've gotten so many discounts on 1-year deals. I mean, Lonnie Walker was a discount this year. The year before that, who was it? Who was on a veteran minimum? That was a discount. Like, we always get these discounts because we're the Lakers and people want to play for us. And listen, Austin Reeves is going to get better in the offseason. I'm pretty sure of it. He's gotten better from his rookie season to his sophomore year. So I expect his next year to be even better. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast to see how they mesh with whatever the new roster is. Now, there's also a chance, and I don't want people to get mad, right? There's also a chance they run it back with 80% of the roster. That includes D'Angelo Russell. That includes Austin, obviously Rui, and I think for sure Dennis is gone. I don't think we'll be able to afford him. He played his way up to at least a $10 million a year contract. Somebody's going to give it to him. He played exceptional defense, and he hit some clutch buckets this year. Props to him. I think Lonnie really showed that he's a professional, and a lot of teams are willing to give players like that at least $6 to $7 million. which might be a little out of our budget depending on how our roster looks. But yeah, I think some of these guys might choose new teams. But remember, when somebody leaves, there's an opportunity for somebody new to come in. And oh man, I would love, absolutely love, my favorite free agent this summer, Nazi Reed. Okay. And I'm going to make videos on it, but Nazi Reed, I know he's coming off of an injury or whatever. Versatile. He could space the floor. He could play exceptional defense. He crashes the glass. He can help do the dirty work alongside AD, and that could be the front court for us moving forward. Now, I don't know how much we'll have to offer him, but I'd give him the whole mid-level exception, which is roughly about 10 mil if we have it. That dude is a hooper. He proved it in Minnesota, and he's a free agent. And if we can, I'm not sure if he's restricted or unrestricted, but if we can get him, this is the guy I'm targeting. After that, I'm getting more defense. His defense and size is going to matter, as we can see, versus if we would have had more size and more defense versus Denver, I think we win that series. I really do. But yeah, Reed is somebody I kept my eye on since he cooked us, since before that. And I was paying attention to him on the Timberwolves. I'd be very excited for somebody like that. So it's going to be fun to see what free agents are out there and what we're able to do. But let's see. My man said Nas Reed would command somewhere between 8 to 10 mil. I will pay it to him. If we have that, I don't know what the cap situation is. Again, I'm not a cap expert. You know what I'm saying? But if we have that, throw it his way, because he's, to me, the perfect pairing next to Anthony Dog Davis. Okay. He's the perfect pairing. And listen, I want you guys to listen here to what the haters got to say about Anthony Davis. You know why? Because I think people forget how good he is based off of the bad matchup series he had in the Western Conference Finals. But here it is, man. On Get Up, these people was trashing my guy, man. And I want to talk about it a little bit because it's not right. And so let's see. Let's hear if we can run this clip.
He's been a perennial all-star. He has a championship. He was huge in that championship run. He was great in this run for the Lakers. Not every game. He has a decade-long career where he has shown flashes of absolute dominance. He has shown flashes of times when he is, becomes a wallflower, and he has injury issues. Those are all who Anthony Davis is. I don't know why anybody expects anything different of him. He is extremely valuable as a player. The Lakers are very fortunate to have him. They gave up a ton to get him, and I don't think really have ever truly regretted it, because they have a banner up there because of it. And just because he is not as good as Nikola Jokic, is not as dominant as Nikola Jokic, which we just saw that Jokic is the MVP of the two. Jokic is the guy who dominates every night. Doesn't mean he's not an incredibly valuable player who's probably headed for the Hall of Fame.
Listen. One sec. All right. I think we're back. Let me see here. Froze a little bit. There you go. All right, we're back. So pretty much, listen, there's not a lot of hate there, I guess. I just saw the video clip for the first time, but I wanted to share with you guys at the same time. Here's the thing about Anthony Davis, right? I said it preseason, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, we've been playing. We lost JaVale McGee, Dwight, etc., etc. This dude, to me, has always been a 4, and we've been asking him to play the 5 role. We've been asking him to do the dirty work. We've been asking him to be more than what he is, in my opinion. And he's always told us that he doesn't want to be a 5, right? But we continue to play him at the 5, and I think that's the biggest issue. Now, I do agree that he's not the alpha on this team. LeBron is. And I think that'll always happen. That'll always be. I think I think Anthony Davis is the alpha on the Pelicans because by default, he was the best player available then. But can you imagine if we get some size next to him? Can you imagine if we go back to what actually was working? And I'm not sure that Darvin Ham is capable of playing what we need to play. But listen, I think we've been a little too hard on AD in the sense that we labeled him soft. Injury prone, I can give you that because he is very injury prone, especially in the latter part of his career, right? I'm not sure if he's ever finished a full season in his career. I don't think he has a full 82-game season. A lot of players haven't, though, to be fair. But there's ups and there's downs about AD. AD is not an alpha scorer. but he's an alpha defensive player, you know, and I think it really hurt the Lakers, the fact that we expanded his energy throughout the course of the season, playing the 5 and doing all the dirty work when we had zero backup rim protection. Let's get this man some help this summer. I think that's the biggest solution for me. I'm looking at the draft. There's players there. Shout out to Derek Lively. He's going to be in my video. Like, there's players that we can draft that can be NBA ready and give you some solid minutes alongside Anthony Davis. There's also a lot of free agents talked about Nazi Reed. Some people have mentioned Brook Lopez. AD needs to go back to the 4, and we need to get a real 5 to do the dirty work down low. That's my biggest solution. That's my master plan to bring the Lakers back to the promised land. And I think we need to go with that, right? Because the guard, I understand. Listen, at the guard, we can always improve. People are no longer sold on D'Angelo Russell. Me personally, I wouldn't say that I'm sold on D'Lo, but I'm not like completely like I haven't fully soured on him. I think if he had a full training camp with the Lakers and got comfortable, maybe he'd be better for us and more consistent this next season, but I'm not sure. I can't bet my house money on it. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm all for an upgrade if it's available without gutting the roster, right? So it's an exciting time this summer. It's been a while since I've been this excited for a summer because I feel like something is going to happen. I know last summer was kind of a dud. The biggest acquisitions was Patrick Beverly, and I knew that wasn't going to work. We were expecting Kyrie. This year, I'm not going in with expectations, but I'm going in with hope, hoping that we address some of the holes and hoping that we, that Rob Pelinka brings his A game, because if he really gets on his grind, we're going to have some backup bigs. We're going to have maybe some better wing defenders. I'd love to bring back Stanley Johnson. I don't know if you guys have forgotten about him, but this dude was huge for us that one, season where we only tried him for about half of the year on the 10-day contract, and then he ended up earning a regular season contract. Then he got traded. I thought he was going to be a big part of what Darvin Ham does because, he'd be perfect for drop coverages. He can switch multiple positions. He would be really awesome. And for the price, veterans minimum, that's one of these steal type of players that can make a major impact on the season. For sure, we're bringing back Austin Reeves. For sure, we're bringing back Rui, most likely, right? Unless like a blockbuster trade happens or something. And for sure, we're bringing back Vando. Those are the 3 that you got to continue to build with moving forward. The rest are interchangeable pieces and parts. Is there anybody you guys like free agency in the chat? That's what I want to know, because like I said, my guy, I agree with my guy right here, Stanley Johnson. That's my guy right there, man. And I feel like defensively, he can guard in the paint and he can guard in the perimeter. I think that's very undervalued in today's NBA. That's why we ended up getting Vanderbilt for basically free, right? Pennies to the dollar. A protected first-round pick and Russell Westbrook for Vanderbilt, D'Lo, and Malik Beasley. That changed the whole season around. Now imagine what adding more defenders. Imagine what adding like a Derek Lively from Duke, right? One of my favorite college defensive players who I think has the potential to be the next. Look him up if you don't believe me. I think he has the potential to be the next Mitchell Robinson, right? I think he'll be catching lobs, dunking, blocking shots, doing the dirty work down low. Exactly what the doctors ordered to play alongside AD. Clog up the lane, maybe, but defensively, the upside is so much better. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm excited, guys. I like the sorrow of losing a couple days ago has already gone away, and I'm already very optimistic and very excited for all these updates and rumors that I'm going to be bringing you guys season long. Again, shout out to my boy Christian for the graphic. My boy, you came in clutch. Thank you. Christian said Nas Reed and Stanley Johnson. Oh, my God. Listen, if we keep the roster as is, right, with the exception of, like, again, maybe losing Dennis and Lonnie, who most likely will walk. But we keep the roster for what it is, and we add those 2 players that my boy Christian right here just said. Nas Reed and Stanley Johnson, A+ offseason, especially if we draft really well. Give me Derek Lively, give me Nas Reed, and give me Stanley Johnson, and it's an A+ offseason. We don't even need Kyrie or Trey, if I'm being frank. If we go the depth route and we built on the depth that we already have, then I'm cool off of Kyrie and Trey. I love those guys, but I'm talking about what could potentially help us win a championship even more. Nas Reed, Stanley Johnson, exactly what the doctors ordered. Draft Derek Lively for more defensive, energy, athleticism, and size in the paint, and I'm happy, very happy. Shaquille Harrison is good. I'd love to give him a try, at least in training camp, to see what he can do. All right. My guy Sean said, Dan, we need a closer. We do. We could use a closer, and I don't think LeBron, at this point of his career, he's going to be more injured. However, if we continue to improve on the depth, what if Austin Reeves became our closer? That's all I'm saying. Don't put it out of the realm of possibility. I've predicted a lot of things on this channel. People thought I was crazy when I said Austin Reeves should be a starter and he has star potential. Now look at him. What if he becomes our closer? What if we start trusting him to take those last-second shots more? Because honestly, he was clutch all year long. Even in the playoffs, he was knocking down 3 after 3, attacking the rim, getting clutch buckets when we needed him. What if he becomes that 18-point-per-game scorer and that clutch guy at the end of stretches? He's not afraid. That's what I'm saying. And I love Kyrie and I love Trey, and we get him. I'm going to be so hyped. But can Austin Reeves become that? I think that's a conversation we have to start having. And he took leaps and bounds from rookie season to sophomore season, right? So let's see what he does in his third year. That's going to be exciting. He's 24. He's in the prime of his career. Never know. Ryan said trade the 17th for Caruso. I wouldn't mind Caruso, but isn't he a free agent? I could have sworn he was a free agent. I want to hold on to that 7th pick, man. That 17th pick. You could end up getting something really good. I'm talking starter caliber player, maybe even more. I like this draft a lot. I think at 17, we're in the perfect position to just snag whoever is the best available. I don't even think we got to draft by position. They could be point guards there. They could be small forwards. There's a lot of size at small forward that I like a lot. I'm not going to give you guys too many more nuggets because I'm going to be dropping. Did I use the word nuggets? Ugh, gross. Ugh, I'm going to need to cleanse after this stream. But but I'm going to listen. Monday or Tuesday, I'm dropping that draft video for the 17th pick. And I want you guys to see things from my perspective. So I cannot wait for that one. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. As far as trading the 17th pick, I'd rather we hold on to it. The only way I can see us trading it is if it's for Kyrie or Trae Young. That's the only way, right? But let's see, man. Very exciting times, guys. What are you guys looking forward to the most? There's key dates everywhere. We're going to have the draft around, what is it, June 21st? I think so. I think it's June 21st. And then July 1st, man, officially free agency. And then around July 7th or 8th, we get Las Vegas Summer League. Your boy will be covering Summer League live, every single Summer League game. This is an exciting time. I love basketball because it's year-round, okay? It never ends, really. My man said, Dan, never use the Nuggets again. I feel you, bro. Should we keep Bamba? I really like Mo Bamba. I think we should keep him. Do we have an option on him, or do we have to pay him? I'm not sure. I haven't looked at his haven't looked at his situation as far as contract goes. But I like Mo Bamba. And question is, though, here's the real question on whether we should keep him or not. Will Darvin Ham utilize him? Because if not, then let him go and go out and get somebody that Darvin Ham will utilize, like maybe Stanley Johnson, because he likes his small ball. He likes players who can switch multiple positions and stuff like that, right? So it all depends on what Darvin Ham plans on doing. See, the front office and Darvin and LeBron and all of our stars have to be in the same page this season. We looked like we were coming together in the second half, but at times we looked like we were on different pages, right? Especially when LeBron grabbed that clipboard and drew up his own play. So, but look, Max Christie could take a huge leap next year as well, right? He's extremely young. We drafted him as a project player who might take a couple years to develop, but under Phil Handy, there's a lot of potential with Max Christie. You know, my comparison to him would be like a better shooting version of Tony Allen. If he develops into like a defensive-minded first Tony Allen type player, or maybe like a Josh Hart, man, we definitely got more than what we paid for. That's a bargain pick right there. RC said, so Dan, you're all the way out on Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal, huh? It's not that I'm all the way out. It's that those guys are not serious. They care more about the money and their brand rather than, wanting to win. And so until I hear otherwise from them, I'm not even going to bring them up because I'm kind of tired of talking about Damian Lillard's, career. Like, that's what he wants. He wants to retire in Portland. He wants to, retire basically just as an elite scorer, right? He wants to be the next Carmelo Anthony. That's fine, And Carmelo Anthony's great. He's a Hall of Famer. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's just, man, this guy had potential to be mentioned in the same conversation as Steph Curry and those guys, and he won't ever be mentioned in those conversations because he is about to retire a Blazer unless something changes, right? Unless. So Again, interesting question and interesting comment, but I'm all the way out on them until they, they take themselves serious. I can't take them serious. All right, we got a paragraph question about my boy Mike Conley. He said, "Yo, Dan, would you do these trades?" He said, "Boston, Brown, Smart, and Horford for AD to the Bulls for DeRozan, or Zach and Nikolai for AD to Toronto, Pascal, Pirtle." Okay, so what are we getting? Are we getting Brown, Smart, and Horford for AD basically? I'd probably do that, yeah, because you get a formidable big man who's ready to contribute now, who's a veteran and who's done it before, and you also get Brown, he's got a whole future ahead of him, and you get Smart, and elite defender. So yeah, that's one of the few trades I would probably consider doing for AD. But there is very few trades I would consider doing, right? In a trade for Anthony Davis, you have to get a big who's serviceable and can defend. So check on Al Horford. You have to get a young player who has star potential. Check on Jaylen Brown. And then you have to get, another decent either young player or draft pick or a role player. Check on Marcus Smart. So, yeah, I actually would consider that. I really would. Why? Because I love Anthony Davis, but those other guys are going to bring a different dimension to this team, right? It's going to give us a facelift. It'll give us that big we're desperately hoping for. And we can even draft another big from the draft. So that's something to consider for sure. Most people say no to that trade, though, and I understand why. I mean, AD is elite, man, and there's very few ADs. But the one thing I would say, the only two ways I consider trading AD is for a massive haul. I consider that a massive haul. Two, if LeBron James does by some crazy chance retire and we have to start a rebuild, cool, because I don't think AD can be that guy to lead us to a championship. Then, all right, I'd consider trades, and I'd bring in, whatever best suits us for the future, which is draft picks, young players, and maybe some NBA-ready talent now. Again, there's so many different paths we can go, but it all hinges on what LeBron James is going to do, and I'm just waiting for the confirmation that he will be back. Once he does that, I'll drop a video and tell us what we should do this offseason. But for now, I'm just sitting back waiting on the king and see what he's going to say. Right, because I think everybody knows he's most likely going to come back, but you just never know. I mean, we're not shrinks, so we're not in this man's head. We don't know how his body feels. We don't. Again, he's very strategic. One thing you will learn about LeBron James is that this man is always thinking 10 steps ahead. All right, he's very cerebral, so he could be thinking, "Hey, what if I retire for 1 year? Let my body heal up. No pressure on me to come back. No nothing. Then I'm free of my contract. When Bronny gets drafted, I go there." He could do that. Right. And it would hurt me as a Laker fan because I want to see LeBron James in a parade. Right. I would like to see LeBron win at least one more for the Lakers. But, whatever's best for him in his career, I understand and I'm grateful. But let's see. Again, I don't want to speculate too much. You can really go so many different directions. But right now, there is no stability. There is no direction. We got to wait and see for the first pillar to fall. And the first pillar has got to be LeBron James. Once he confirms he's coming back for sure, it might take him a month. It might take him a month and a half. We might be heading into July without knowing. Who knows? But I think Darvin and Rob need to know for sure before they decide which direction to go into. Dan, you still want Paul George? Hell no. Paul George showed his true colors already, man. He's not a real one. This dude is all cap. He's all talk, no walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, what has he won in his career? No, I'm good on Paul George. He's getting older, too. He's just coming off of an injury. I'm good on Paul George. Wish him the best, speedy recovery. I don't want him a Laker. I don't want him or Kawhi a Laker. Their injuries have been insane. It was a blessing in disguise we didn't land Kawhi because he would have got a free ride to a championship or two, right? We don't want no free rides over here. You got to work for these. He said, Dan, you better give me some package that Gobert and Kevin Durant demand. Yeah. No, I mean, but look, let's not undervalue Jaylen Brown. If Jaylen Brown had his own team, he'd be a different level. All right. He's a really good player. Right. Now, I still believe Jason Tatum is a better player than him, but Jaylen Brown's pretty close. They're like 1A, 1B. Right. Then you get Marcus Smart, one of the better defenders. Yeah, he's a flopper, but he's one of the better defenders. And you get Al Horford, veteran like that, alongside LeBron James. He'll make it work. Now, talking about flopping, I do want to talk about something, guys, before we do end this video. The NBA Competition Committee, all right, is reporting that they're considering penalizing flop with technical foul free throw. All right, according to Shams Chanara of The Athletic. It may get a test run at the Summer League in July. Wow, what that would be amazing. But here's the thing, right? Will the officials really enforce that rule, right? We saw them really enforce that new clear path rule, the new the take foul rule. But will they enforce this new rule? Because I remember once upon a time they were supposedly penalizing flopping and they didn't really enforce it at all. So hopefully they can enforce it. I think this would be phenomenal. Man, we got to stop the flopping. And yes, I know we got a couple floppers on our team. I know Austin Reeves loves flopping, but they only do it because they get hacked a lot and they don't get the calls. If they got the calls, then that would be nice. There won't be no necessity to flop. But yeah, if we could stop flopping, that'll be great for the league. It sucks what it's become. It's basically become the basketball version of soccer with all the acting that's going on in the NBA. Right? Somebody gets touched and they're flying to the half court line. Like, we don't want to see no more flopping. So this would be nice. What do you guys think of the rule? Do you guys like it, love it, or you think it won't work? That's the real question. Hey, Juby channel, man. My guy said, thanks to watching you, Dan. I'm finally going to start a channel for the Lakers, and I hope to invite you on someday. Bet, man. Bet. I'll be there for sure, man. Sounds good. Just let me know ahead of time so I can clear my schedule. But, hey, congrats, bro. Hey, that's the first start, man, to greatness. Starting a channel is awesome. You got to make sure you're ready for the challenge. You stay consistent. Man. That's the key. Even when you see minimal growth, stay consistent, and eventually you'll start seeing steady growth. So that's my biggest advice to you, brother. Congrats, man. I'm glad I can inspire some people out here, man. It's a dream come true to do that. So very happy for you, brother. LeBron and Dennis flop a lot. The whole league flops, man. Austin Reeves flops as well. I mean, Curry, flopping king. I mean, every time he shoots a three, he does the splits. So you would think he was in a cheerleading band or something, the way he's doing splits out here, man. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I think it's a force of habit because sometimes you got to sell it to the officials. They don't call it. I really don't think there'll be a lot of flopping if the officials called everything fairly, but I guess it's hard for them to be fair or whatever. Shout out to gambling. You know what I'm saying? I think it's hard for them to be fair. But it would be nice for the diehard NBA fan. Maybe the casual doesn't take notice. But I realize that on 90% of the plays, if you go back and watch some of these games, even in the finals, I'm sure you'll see it. Right? Tonight, Heat play the Celtics. Shout out to the Heat. Hopefully they can close. But even in the finals, you're going to see that 90% of the time when players drive and their shot gets contested, they either end up on the ground or some flop of a sort. I get sick of it. Even when AD was doing it. AD was doing it in the Denver Nuggets series. I'm like, get your ass up. No wonder you can't finish plays. You're already trying to draw the fouls. You're not getting the calls. Get your ass up and finish strong. Rui sure as hell was finishing strong, so there's no excuses for Anthony Dog Davis, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's just hope that the league can somehow change some of these tendencies from the players, because they really got some weird tendencies. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to disrespect them. They're athletes. They're world-class athletes, some of the most talented individuals in the world athletically. But, man, they love acting. I'll tell you that. My man said, Dan, who are you trading for Team Kyrie? On the team for Kyrie. Who would I trade? Well, I would trade D'Angelo. I would trade the 2029 for, overall pick. And I would probably trade Malik Beasley to make the salaries work. Right? So that's my package, what it looks like. The biggest thing that Dallas would get in return would be that they don't lose Kyrie for nothing. And number two, they get D'Angelo, who's, even though he had a bad Western Conference Finals, he was clutch during the season and sometimes during the playoffs, especially at home. And he was a solid floor general. Defensively, he's a big liability. We get that. But he's still a really good player, right? He's an above-average starting point guard. And then, right, they would get Malik Beasley. I don't know what they do with that. But they like shooting over than Dallas, so maybe that works out. I don't know. And you get the 2029 protected pick. So that's what I'm offering for sure. If they don't like that one, they can kick rocks, and then we can move on and go try to trade for Trey, or go try to sign Fred VanVleet, or just bring back our guys with some tweaks. Like we said, Nazi Reed, Stanley Johnson would be phenomenal. My boy Mike, appreciate you, bro. He said, my bad. These 3 different trades, bro. Oh, they're 3 different trades? Okay. Okay, my bad. Let me dissect it. So he said Brown, Smart, and Horford for AD, or DeRozan or Zach and Nikolai for AD, or Toronto's Pascal Siakam, Jacob Pirtle for AD, or Pascal and Van Vliet for Trent Jr. Again, those trades are all good, solid trades, but they're not great trades. Like, they don't move the needle for me like that. What does chat think? Would you guys take any of these trades for AD? Because honestly, there's only, like I said, a couple of scenarios, you know what I'm saying, that I see AD getting traded in. If I'm being honest with you, my brother. Scenario number one, LeBron retires, AD will want out. Or the Lakers will want to rebuild because AD's not that guy, right? So, like, he's that guy as a Robin. He's a great Robin. He's probably, you know, one of the best Robins we've ever seen. Amazing. He's not a Batman, okay? So Lakers will be looking for a Batman in the future. We could already have him in Austin Reeves. Who knows? People laugh at that, but you could already have your Batman there. That's the only way I could see AD getting traded. Or option number two, he demands a trade. He didn't like the pressure in LA. He don't like the backlash. We're always in the the eye of the storm. Those are the only two ways I see him get traded. But if gun to the head, these are the packages right here, right? I like the Brown, Smart, Horford one. Why? You get Brown, an elite offensive player who can also play defense. You get Smart, an elite defensive player who can also play offense. And then you get Horford, a very serviceable big man, who doesn't have a long-term contract. So I think those are all wins. And then my second favorite one would probably be the Zach LaVine, Nikola Jokic one. But Zach LaVine is always hurt as well. So, yeah, I probably, the only one that I could even consider would probably be the Boston one. But thanks so much for Super Chat, brother. I appreciate you. And you never know. Anything can happen this offseason, man. We just don't know what direction the Lakers are going to go into. We know what Rob Pelinka said. He said he wants to bring back some stability, bring back most of the roster. But as Kyle Kuzma pointed out, he said that before, and he went out and traded for Russell Westbrook. So anything is possible, right? Dan, yes, we need a couple of players. Don't mess with the team, please. So, Caesar, you want to keep 80% of the roster. Now, I put up some voting polls on Twitter. And, yeah, most people want to keep the majority of the roster. The second best option was to trade for a star like Trey or Kyrie. And then the third, the voting, the third was other. But yeah, most people are thinking that way. And I'm kind of leaning towards that as well. Like I said, A+ offseason for me, you get some valuable role players through free agency and through the draft, right? So here's the thing. Remember a couple years back when we had traded for AD, we won the championship, then the next couple of years, we had an old dusty team led by DeAndre Jordan and of the Brickmaster 3000 and Russell Westbrook. And then everybody thought we had no future. Well, look at us now, right? Look at us now. Austin Reeves looking like a borderline star. Rui Hachimura looking like he can be molded into one as well if he develops consistency. Max Christie could be a really serviceable role player in this league. Maybe the next Josh Hart. Who knows? We still haven't seen what Cole Swider can do. Scottie Pippen Jr. can do. We're going to get 2 draft picks. Our future is brighter than the sun right now. So this is why people shouldn't deny the Lakers and doubt the Lakers when they make a trade, because I always say they love replenishing talent, and they're good talent evaluators as well. They always find a way to find the best talent available. This is why I'm personally super hyped for the NBA draft. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you guys so much for participating. I got you guys all summer long with updates and rumors and breaking news and everything, right? Draft predictions and all that good stuff. So keep it locked right here for everything Lakers. Major shout out to my sponsorship Prize Picks. I will see you guys real soon here. But matter of fact, I will see you guys tonight. Around the League is coming to you guys live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Now I know some of you guys won't watch it live because y'all be watching the game, and that's cool. But for most of y'all, I will see you guys here live, man. Peace out.